Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about was and were again. So was and were for the past. Yesterday, last week, last year. But this time we're going to talk about was and were with questions and negatives. So let's look at an example. Remember that was is for the past, it's for yesterday. So today I am happy. Yesterday I was sad. Today I am happy. Yesterday I was sad. Today for the present, for now. Yesterday for the past, I was. So let's look at they. Today they are sick. Today they are sick. They are. Yesterday they were well. They were in the past. So it's they are. They are for the present. They were for the past. So let's look at all of the different persons. Yesterday, I was. You were. He was. She was. We were. And they were. So just notice we have the greens. The greens are were. You were. We were. They were. The red is was. But let's look at a question. Was she tired yesterday? Yes, she was. So this is the question. Was she tired? Yes, she was, is the answer. Was he in Dublin yesterday? No, he wasn't. He was in Sligo. So the negative. He wasn't. The question, was he? The negative, he wasn't. Were they well yesterday? No, they weren't. So again, remember for they, we need were. The question is were they? And the negative, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were sick. So the negative, I was, I wasn't. He was, he wasn't. And she is the same. She was, she wasn't. But remember, they were, they weren't. So were, the negative is weren't. So we're going to do some practice. We're going to start with the questions. She was tired is not a question. We want to make a question. It's was she tired? What happens? The she goes here and the was goes first. So they change places. So remember, if the question was she tired? Same with they were. They were well, make a question. Were they well? That's the question. So what happens? The were goes first and the they goes second. We change places. So let's do some practice. We want to make a question with last week. Let's look at the photo. Make the question. So let's use she because we have a woman in the photograph. And the question is, was she? Was she in Paris last week? That's the question. So this question is very simple. 2 short words is what we need. Was she in Paris last week? Yes, we can see here. This is last week. Paris. So the answer is yes, she. I will put a comma. Yes, she was. Exactly. Was she in Paris? Yes, she was. Now here we have 2 people. 1, 2. They're making a funny photograph with the Big Ben. So this city in the picture is London. and it's yesterday. So we want to make a question here with in New York. Make the question. Now remember, it's two people, so for two people, we can't use she, we can't use he. What do we need? Two people is they, exactly. So what word do we use with they? Can we use was? No. Were they? Were they in New York yesterday? So you can see in the photo, were they in New York yesterday? The answer is no. They, what's the negative? No, they weren't. No, they weren't. So remember the negative is weren't. So let's make another question. This is yesterday and this is she. You can see she in the photo. So how do we make a question with she? Was she happy? Was she happy? So remember, for she we need was, and was comes first in the question. Let's try another question. Now we have two people here. In case you can't see it, I'll make the photo bigger. So we have two people, and the word is angry. So we want to say, make a question. Angry yesterday? So two people, we use they. But to make the question, we need a word before they. What is it? Were they angry? So remember, for they, we need were. No. They weren't. No, they weren't. They were... Well, let's look at them. Let's look at the photo. What can we say? They were relaxed. They were relaxed. Good. Let's look at one more example. So, we're going to make a question with you. The question is about on holidays. So people are on all holidays. They often go to the beach. They go to the sea. They go and relax. So let's make a question you want to ask. Ask your friend. On holidays? What do we use for on holidays? What word? Beginning with W. Is it was or were? For you. Were you on holidays? That's the question. And the last question. Make the question here. Yesterday? Happy? You're going to ask you. So what's the question? So that's your homework. Just write that question for you. And that's our video for today. Thanks for watching.